got your boy Charleston White. I just let everybody go first. This is what I was saying.
That ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Yep, it's who you think it is. It's Charleston goddamn White. Old kooky-eyed. Yep, busted once again. For what? Being a dumbass. Actively booked. Hook 'em and book 'em. Hook 'em and book 'em. Soon as I saw it, all I could say was these words.
I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is.
I know that ain't what I think it is. Yep, it is true. This idiot right here. Now, we don't know what really is the crime. But from when I see cruelty to non-livestock animal, to me, that tells me that this guy must have been illegally hunting with a firearm and created a couple of violations with assault with a deadly weapon, 2 charges. And in this state and in this county, he's in Texas, where he's from. He should know better. I just left Texas. And I can tell you one thing about Texas is a lot of people don't bother you there. They really hospitable. Unless you decide to do something real dumb and stupid. Now, granted, a lot of people do a lot of dumb and stupid things. Now, when you see different situations like this rear their head, he got knocked out and he got arrested. I mean, you got to understand, when you get knocked out one week, you get arrested the next week. What's next? So he's apparently facing 21 years in jail. Apparently. Now, when you got aggravated assault with a deadly weapon with cruelty to animals involved, which means in everybody else's eyes, you are basically illegally hunting. And while you're illegally hunting, what for? What was you shooting at? People are very, very loose when it comes to the type of energy that they want. A lot of people think controversy and drama and beef is the key to success. Yeah, but it gives you don't get the certain gratification that you think you're going to get out of it. Yeah, you get a couple of people paying attention to what you're saying about somebody because that's the only thing they care about. But this guy's a clown because because his last name is White, he think he white. So they gonna treat you accordingly. They gonna treat you the way you thought you should be treated. Absolutely. There are a lot of mistakes people make in this game. And when you keep trying to do when you keep trying to do certain acts, uh, yeah, when you keep trying to do certain acts, these things work against you. Uh, Charleston White has been a cancer to the internet, to everything that has happened and social media. And other people try to capitalize off his ignorance. People like DJ Vlad and DJ Academics and all these other people try to capitalize off his stupidity. So because you try to capitalize off his stupidity, this becomes the basically the norm. He's a stand-up comic, but he ain't funny. All he do is curse. And I'm like, why would you pay money to go see this guy? Nothing he does on the internet is funny. All he does is just say the most outlandish stuff out of his mouth. So when you start hearing that and you start saying, man, okay, well, this dude don't really have anything interesting to talk about. All he does is just say a bunch of rhetoric. Absolutely. Well, people will learn one day that this guy, as it been proven, he is a government informant. He's a rat. That man won't be doing no 21 years. He won't be doing no time unless he give up somebody, and he ain't got no problem in telling the police anything about anybody. He promotes ratting. He's already ratted before. Trust me, I know a rat when I see one, and that's a rat. That is ratatouille right there, boy. That's why he's able to talk so reckless and be out on the streets. Because he already working with them people. Now, because they come and claim him, because they come and claim these people, now you see everything about him is different. Right? Charleston White was trying to get him a doggone, he was trying to get a movie deal. He was trying to extort people who was trying to get him on the show. See, I remember him back before they did, before he came on Kwame Brown's podcast. He was trying to get on a movie deal with Cat Williams, because that's who he tried to emulate, Cat Williams. So he was trying to get up there with Cat. His whole thing is copying Cat Williams style and trying to be a comedian like Cat Williams, trying to steal. He was saying a bunch of Cat Williams old jokes. Yeah, somebody already told me all about all the shit you done did, boy. He was out there trying to be like Cat Williams. So he was going to be a movie. He was trying to get in a movie with T.I. Now, let this be known. This before he started dissing T.I. They were supposed to do a movie called, they were doing a movie called The Trap or something. And he was trying to get a role up in the movie. And then they was going to do, oh, man, we got to get up in this movie. Oh, we got to do this reunion. We finna do the sequel to ATL. And I need to get in there. So now he thinking causing all this controversy with him was going to be the shoe-in to get him into the movie. But that didn't really kick off until he didn't get the role. So because he didn't get that role, he was pissed. And he was flat broke. Because one, he was finna get rolled on for talking about Nipsey Hussle the way he was. So he knew he couldn't come up to Cali. That was out. So he was supposed to come do some show they had out there. They was like, oh, you gonna come out there and do some charity stuff and some speaking arrangements? He was, no, man, they're gonna kill me. If I come out there, they're gonna kill me. Who got my back? You gonna give me security? Cause them boys gonna be, man, I'm telling you, boy, them boys gonna kill you. Man, listen. He know what happened up in that Dallas, where he from. He know about the raid that went down after he made this video, and he took credit for the raid. He said the raid was coming. When they was talking about taking him out, he had them taken out and raided and arrested first. See, the truth is, people here don't really hear all he say. Because don't nobody really pay him no mind like that. He'll get a couple of clicks and views on the internet, and they think this matter in real life, in real time. It don't. Most of the people click and view you, they not real. Like these people just click on you, watch you, whatever, and they think you're something bigger than what you are, but in the real world, you're nothing. You ain't nobody. Look at academic. That fool tried to do something in the real world. What happened? People don't come see him. He did his podcast show outside. It was like 6 people out there. Ain't nobody give a damn about him because they don't care about him. Dude, you are internet famous. You ain't no real person. You ain't doing nothing out in the world. You ain't outside. You ain't doing nothing with the people. They don't know you. So ain't nobody trying to check for you. They ain't trying to do nothing for you. All this thing, and I don't understand why these people keep putting them on their platform. On these podcast shows trying to get some quick views. Oh, well, he good for traffic. He good to get you kicked out of there. I don't know how Cam Newton got scammed into putting that clown on his program. He was like, oh, man, you trying to get me canceled. Man, that's what he does. That's what he does. He ain't built like that. Google myself and Google CW. What does that mean? Like, why would I need to Google myself? Who does that? Like, this is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? This dude said, Google yourself and Google Charleston White. Why would I need to Google myself? I'm right here. What I got to Google me for? I don't even need to Google him. What's Google gonna tell me about me that I don't know about me? See, once again, like I was saying, real time. Real life, real time. Trust me, Charleston White was broke. That's why he's still in jail. If that boy had money, he'd been out the same day. That dude was broke in fronting the whole time. He tried to tell, I remember somebody was trying to ask him to get on the show or whatever. He was talking about that wasn't enough money. I'll never forget, who was it? It was one of these podcast dudes. And they was trying to get him to do the show. And he was like, he'll do it, but it wasn't enough money. And he would have did it, but they didn't have enough money. And I think it was Fresh and Fit, if I'm not mistaken. He wanted more money. And then Tommy Sotomayor ended up going to do it. So, yeah. So Tasha K, the same thing, because dude broke. Dude got all that mouth, but he ain't got he kicked off YouTube because he's so reckless. He too stupid. People like this, they think they getting to the money, that they too dumb to get to the money. They trick themselves out of position. Then he got that other dude, what's his name? Doom Buggy, Dewberry or whatever. What's his name? Doomsbury. Who the hell is he supposed to be to Charleston White? I don't keep up with that crew. Who the hell is that dummy? He look like a damn black ass Goma Powell looking one. Who the hell is Doom Buggy? What the hell is his name? Who is he? Is that his bodyguard or something? That's his homie from the boys' home. Well, I don't see him around right now. I see he's staying far away. From what I heard, that fool done did 2 dimes. I'm like Doomberry, look like a damn dumbass Goma Powell, big black Goma Powell looking dude. That boy's slower than the Halsted bus. Y'all seen that guy? And I'm like, where did this dude come from? We've been together since we were kids. Anthony Dewberry. Looking like Bubba from goddamn Forrest Gump. Forrest? Why'd you get arrested? Why had this had to happen, Charleston? Why had this had to happen? Well, I got caught. Where did they get these fools from? I told you this dude, this big black Goma Powell looking dumb bastard. Where the hell they get him from? Of course he going to jail. Of course he going to jail. Of course he got locked up. Good Lord. Oh, they'd have caught Doomberry in there. You know what they were going to say. Soon as they see him coming, he just did what, 2 dimes? He did 10 years and then another 10 years. That don't mean that you very smart. So you know he ain't trying to get nowhere near this case. Because he'll be going right back to the slab. And you know what they going to say?
I know that ain't what I think it is. I know that ain't what I think it is. I know that ain't what I think it is. I know that ain't what I think it is. I know that ain't what I think it is.
They ain't gonna be saying just that. I know it ain't what I think it is. Well, here's the thing. This also means hunting. 42-092 is a crime in Texas that gives the police the right to arrest if they believe you torture, kill, abandon, neglect, or treat in a cruel manner animals. This means hunting. That's all it really means. So to me, it sounds like this fool was out here hunting. Oh, this dude, watch. If he back on the street in a couple of weeks, if you talk to him, you talking to them. So if this dude is arrested for this crime and he back on the streets, they bringing him in to say, all right, what you got for me? That's like 6ix9ine. See, they ain't tell y'all all the arrests that came following the people that was following behind 6ix9ine since he got out of jail. Remember when he was out and like, yo, I'm back on the streets. I'm back. And he was gonna drop another album. He had them so-called goons. He was on Academic Show, had them dudes that was with him. And he was paying these dudes for security. You know what happened to them? They got arrested. That's what happened to them. They got arrested. The majority of them was caught up in drug activities and everything. 6ix9ine case involves, it is still active. He's only freed out on bond for his cooperation. He gets no jail time, but he cannot be associated with any known criminals. So he can't be around or in the presence of criminals. If they're doing criminal activity and he's around, he has to report it. If he knows about it, he cannot, because if they find out he knew about it, he go to jail too. He has to report in every couple months and go into a debriefing to find out basically what he knows. Read the report. It's out there. Read his deal. 6ix9ine deal. He goes back to jail to serve the time that he has on the books. That's right. He's an informant. That's why they keep moving him around from place to place, protecting him. Hopefully, people get around him. Kodak took what? I got $1 million to do a song with 6ix9ine. What happened to Kodak? Oh, he got popped off with cocaine. Now he's going back to jail. He do a song with 6ix9ine. Now he's going back to jail. Kodak Black gone to jail after Trump got him pardoned. Right? He got him pardoned. He back in jail. Now, what happened? Dealing with who? 6ix9ine. Now, let's get back to Charleston White. What did Charleston White do? He went from being on a podcast with Brittany Griner, letting her grind all up on him like he was a somebody, right? Then you go on Cam Newton's podcast. Saying, I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail for free speech. And I'm like, why would they put this guy on here? So the feds start watching all of his videos. He talking about he maced a cat, shot a dog, and all of these different things. Now he come walking right out with nothing. Okay. He faces a maximum of 21 years in prison. Now, you went on Cam's show. Cam got 6 million views off of that situation. 6 million views you get off Cam. That's probably the biggest views Cam has had on his platform. No doubt. But was it worth it? Was that worth it? Ask yourself, what's the biggest question that could be asked? He tried to reach out to Jeezy. Charleston White tried to reach out to Jeezy 4 years ago and was talking about doing something. What was it? Might have been less than that, 3 years ago. Because they had a tour or something that was going on, and he was trying to find a way to get on there and do this show, and he was trying to get up with Jeezy. And Jeezy like, man, I'm gonna deal with that. I don't know, dude. So he been trying to get on and trying to find an angle to get on with people. He trying to get and attach himself, trying to do charity work, using that as a mask to go out and do stuff with people. So I ain't really deal with dude because I knew what he was doing. I'm like, well, he does stuff for the community, but then on the other hand, he right back doing some just foul-minded bullshit. Right. So his whole angle now is I'm gonna attack Deion Sanders. I'm gonna attack all these people so I can get the controversy going. A lot of people say that stuff like, why does Cam Newton dress like that? Why he be all dressed crazy? Because he got money. He could dress how he want to dress. When he came in the NFL, this man was told he can't get tattoos. He broke every stereotype that they had about a quarterback. He had the low cut fade. He had on suits. He was always clean cut. He did everything they asked him to do, and they still turned on him. So he said, F it. What am I going to stay loyal to if y'all ain't staying loyal to me? So he went and sat on that thing and did that whole show Start talking about who in the world is Charleston White. Start talking about his background. On 6 million people watched him on Cam Newton's podcast, and people was like, why did you put this guy on there? Talking about joining a prison gang, prison reform, all these things you talked about. And I'll say it again. I don't care about this people. This people is this, such and such, such and such. Man, them people can get you right back locked up and get you out of the way. You go on the tour, you only about $1.25, talking like you this big gangster, and you got it on you. What good is that chopper when it's in the house? What good is the chopper when it's in the house and you outside without it? What good is it? See, we got all these people in here that don't know how to say the right things. They don't know how to do the right things. I gotta waste time in the day talking about this clown because everybody is all caught into all his nonsense. Everything he does, he has no information for the people. He gives them no insight. All he just talks about is whooping somebody, going to jail, F that, F them, this and that. What is he doing to make anything work? What programs he put in place? They use these guys as puppets to go out and attack other black folks, to call them out, to entertain white folks. Anyways, look at this clown, Charleston White. You're doing their bidding. They don't even have to do it. They got you to do it. Cam was like, man, this dude trying to get me canceled, saying all that. Then you said you're going to campaign for Donald Trump, right? Then you start talking about human trafficking. This is what they came and got him. He was making a sacrifice for people. He wanted to make sacrifice for the others that's coming from behind, you know, somebody to do somebody for the family, you know, in the home and all that sacrifice. I got to be the lamb making a sacrifice to make somebody go do it. Deion Sanders could have been the sacrifice for us all. Goofy talk, right? He was selected to campaign with Donald Trump and do training for the United States Department of Homeland Security for human trafficking in the Crime Commission in the academy. He was a juvenile correctional officer. And he sacrificed a lot for his people, only to realize that he don't like his effing people. He was like, I was trying to connect with my kind, but there's like a whole species of birds, but my people are my kind. They like red birds and blue birds and all this, and they don't flock together. And I'm like, amongst my people, I don't give it about my people. Looking for my kind, my identity, my kind, their actions out there. I went to that 92% white school and changed them around to make billions in less than 1 year. We don't get nothing. I'm the only one to benefit around me. Everybody got a YouTube channel around me is benefiting off me being here. It ain't just me. I can leave everybody and be the only one benefiting. I'm a sacrifice at this point. So he's saying everybody can eat off my name, just saying Charleston White. How do we feel about that? We don't care. We don't care, dog. I have to talk about this because your dumb ass got arrested. You are what they call a current topic. That's why it has to be addressed, because other people keep asking me about it. I can't move on to something else when I'm getting messages. Ding, ding. You see Charleston White, Charleston White. I'm getting ping, 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 ping. Charleston White. Hey, you see that? See though, what you think about Charleston White? See though, ding, ding, ding. How many of those you think I get on all social media platforms? I got the videos. I got everything. So I let everybody talk about it first. Then I come last and give my thoughts after all the information was passed. And I said, well, it sounds like to me he was illegally hunted. If I see it in that succession, where it's animal cruelties and assault with a rifle, either you were hunting illegally or hunting an animal that you didn't have a license to hunt, or you were just stupid. But one way or another, you're going to get the truth. Is it fake? Is it fake news or is it real? Like people say, is it live or is it Memorex? I just know if the dude's on the street next week and he got all this on his head and this thing is really real, then that's on them. For real, that's on them. Because if I deal with somebody, I'm real. I don't know how to be fake. As black people, you shouldn't talk to black people if you don't know how to be around black people. You don't know how to conduct yourself in the world. You shouldn't be saying, I'm doing this for black folk. You can't conduct yourself in public. This dude, one eye all crazy, whatever, they jumped on stage and whooped your ass because you throwing stuff at them out there. Your mind ain't right. Your mind ain't right. You want to be famous so goddamn bad that you willing to do all of this goofy stuff. Throwing southern flowers and microphones at people. You think that's going to stop somebody from knocking your 125 pounds ass out? One week you knocked out. This week this happened. One week you claim that they came in the barber shop and tried to stab you or whatever. I don't know. But this dude here is a character. The boy that cried wolf. Now, why would this man be popular? For what? Well, you look at the situation over and over again. The more you keep doing these type of silly activities, the more people gonna want to put their hand around your throat. Because you're gonna get out in the real world and somebody gonna be willing and very eager to get their hands on you. What's up? They gonna be very eager to get their hands on you. That's what they do. Think about it. You looking at all these people in the game today, and you looking at all of these people who seem to come up and do different things and supposed to stand for something, but they don't. The man called himself an R word publicly. He disses Nipsey Hussle publicly. He solely target black people in all these trolling ways, right? He's so thirsty for leadership and all this. And we need a black leader, but now he wants to be a comedian. No, he's a troll, and he's a terrible one at that. And when he's calling himself a comedian, that's disrespectful to comedians. When he's called a pro-black guy, that's disrespectful to people that's pro-black, who's been working in the community for years, who don't brag about R-wording women and killing animals and things of that nature. Nobody's pro-violence, but pro-karma, and this is what part of it is. So we see what a clown is, and we know what everybody is gravitating to. But he's no comedian. You see, that's what aggravates comedians. Everybody think they can grab a microphone and be a comedian. They go, oh, I could do that. Just give me a mic. And so this is what when people like T.I. or this guy, Charleston White, just try to I'm gonna be a comedian today. It don't work like that. It's an art form for those that do it, that really do it, and they really good at it. It's an art form. It's a society. This dude is a real life Uncle Ruckus. For real. He's a fed, a troll, a liar. Nothing famous about him at all. And that's what we doing now. We got all these rat snitches and all these bums out here that's portraying to be real men and representing the black culture and everything. And they pro-black and they pro everything. They ain't nothing but some doggone snitches and Uncle Ruckus. You got him, you got Shitlock, Jason Shitlock. You got all these people out here, and they running the same scheme, running the same scam, just trying to be controversial. Jason Shitlock's the same guy as Charleston White, except for he ain't dirty. He just ain't filthier. He the same way. Austin Hayes, maybe he can hurt your feelings. That I can't, my feelings could never be hurt by a man like that. One, two, if he can hurt your feelings, then yeah, then maybe that's for you. He wouldn't be the first. He likes to block people when they get in him. Of course, he can't take it. He tried to dish it, but he can't take it. What's wrong with tell to keep the kids to stay out of the BS and keep your community safe? Well, let me try to figure out what is it you're trying to say. What's wrong with him telling to keep the kids to stay out of BS and keep your community safe? There's nothing wrong when you say that, but then in the next line, when you say, I R-word women and I kill every black man I see that I think is in a gang, and I hate all gangbangers, I kill them all, and they should all die, and I would shoot them all if I had a bullet. That kind of activity and those kind of words that he say right after that, right? Then talking about harming animals and things of that nature. These are the type of words that are damning to him. These are the type of things that are not up for discussion. Like he said, entertainment, and it's not entertaining. See, that's the part that people are missing. Y'all are just brainwashed by nonsense. These are the people that watch real life housewives and superficial women complaining about nothing. You know, these ridiculous shows. That's not the only way people pay attention. If you put something together that's smart, real people want to pay attention to it. If you put something together that's informative, real people want to see it. Straight like that. Go to the Patreon. We got down today. So you start to learn the real reasons behind the Jonathan Major situation, the things that we didn't talk about on YouTube yesterday. We did a Patreon version, and so that video's up, and you start to see what's really behind the layers. Right. They love to see him say something crazy and get himself beat up, shot, go to jail. That man, he wild, man. I love it. They want to see people crash out. They separated all of y'all because they programmed y'all with television and the internet. The internet works faster than television. They can get more done in YouTube than they can in a 30-minute sitcom. They said, why are we wasting all this time making a TV show? We can make a video and do this. And popularize all these toxic people. That's going to get it done. They got the music to do it. They suggest to you that it's all cool to go ahead and take prescription medicated drugs. They make all that okay. Now, what do they tell you and get y'all to do? Conform. Now they didn't brainwash these brothers to the fact they don't even like black women. They think all black women hate them. They got them going after any other race but their own. Not knowing they've been programmed to think like that. Black women being programmed to go after white men. Black men being programmed to like estrogen type men on television to represent them. Weak, docile men to represent us as the example. No strong black man to represent and be the example of fatherhood or man. That ain't promoting. We got to have Mr. Feminine Energy. That's who's supposed to represent us. A man with a dress on the red carpet. That's who represents us. And they want our kids looking up at that. Staring with respect. We're the only race that they don't promote family. The only race. And that's a fact. We own nothing in this world. Nothing. No wealth, nothing. All the people that you think is wealthy and black, they not. Because they control nothing. We have no distribution of music, our own entertainment, anything. We've been in it for thousands of years, and we still have no distribution. We can't create our content, solely control it. We can't leave it to our children, nothing. We still got to beg them to distribute product because they control it all. When you look at the big picture, they control the game. They control the board because y'all are too afraid. Us are too afraid to make a move on the board. They scared you from working with your own kind and got you trusting them more than your own brothers. This ain't chess. This is 4-dimension baccarats. This is 4-dimensional baccarats. You can't win is the name of the game. Yep. The game been over, man. You gotta, if you're not diversifying yourself now into digital, you're gonna get left behind. If you don't have a trade, you don't know how to do anything, you can't fix or repair anything, you're gonna be out the game. And that's it. People are not playing with you. Like I said, the world is a fickle place. All of them is out the game. Look, think of your world leaders. Think of your rich guys who billionaires. Who they say a billionaire? LeBron James, Jay-Z, right? What Jay-Z own? Who Jay-Z employing? Huh? Oprah? Who is that? That's your group? What do Oprah own? Do she distribute her own show? What avenue did she got for black folks? Tyler Perry got a distribution center where he could have people in there, but he's controlled by who? Them. All these rich actors got hundreds of millions of dollars. Not one of them got a distribution and said, man, we can distribute our own films and product and put it out to the world. Nope. They want to go the massa way. Because they pick and choose who they gonna let up there. They know Jay-Z ain't about nothing. They know he ain't. You know he can care less about the damn people. That's why they employed him right away. Jay-Z is who they like. Can't do nothing wrong with old Jigga. Jigga the man. Get on down to that old jig rhythm. Law, they tried to take me out. You see that? They tried to take your boy out. Yeah. They tried to take me out the game. We was spending too much. We was spending too much real. They tried to take me out the game because what I was saying was too damning to them. But because I'm not on their server, they couldn't stop it. I could pull right back up like da-da, like Roger Rabbit. Now, where was I? Jay-Z ain't did a damn thing, and none of these other billionaires have done a damn thing. Anytime you try to acquire ownership or wealth, generational wealth, real wealth, they kill you. Cosby lost his son trying to acquire generational wealth. Michael Jackson lost his life trying to acquire generational wealth. They don't want you to obtain it. You got to get into the game. Nipsey Hussle, another one. Waking up the masses, breaking them out of the funk, breaking them out of the trance that they put them in. They have everybody's card. And when they ready to punch that ticket, they punch it. whenever you get out of line. That's why the real billionaires, think about it. Anybody that's a billionaire, right? The movers and shakers, they don't have millions of billions subscribers. People don't really know who the hell they are. They could walk down the street. Nobody didn't even know who the hell they were. And they got billions. Blacks are the only one that have to be public figures to be billionaires. Right? And we want to portray that badge rather than to do something with the badge. We already know LeBron James is fake as goddamn anything is. He's about as fake as Santa Claus. Him and Santa Claus is real. So, but he a billionaire, right? No, they give these opportunities to people they know who are puppets, who are going to portray that whole agenda that they want to keep going. They're not going to do anything for their people. Right? You a billionaire, you could buy a block. Everybody in the neighborhood should buy a block, fix the hood up, say, boom, we're going to put jobs here. This is what was going to go on right now. We ain't going to need the government for it. We're going to do it ourselves. Why they can't do that? Why they won't do that? Why won't they go to each major city in the United States, fix up one neighborhood? You know how easy that is to do? Why does it always got to be one person to do it? No, all of you guys have the money, the resources. Why is everybody struggling? Because everybody has been taught us to be individuals while they promote family with everybody else. Mexicans, family. Asians, family. Indian, family. White, family. Everybody's family. But for blacks, we got to be single. Living single. Gotta be single, and you're miserable, and you wondering why you can't accomplish nothing, because you're living single. No, everyone else has a plan. They have a followed family tradition and history. Us, we've been severed from our history, so we have nothing to fall back on foundation. Our lineage has been going, their lineage is going back thousands and thousands of years of culture. So they understand what it is. Us, our culture been cut and severed. So now we've been learned in this Western civilization their ways of living. So everything is about family. Family. Like Vin Diesel said, nothing more important than family. So it's about family. Think about it. Everything in this whole universe has been about family. Every business you know in this world is about last names. Everything. Ain't no first name business. Every business you know, Pratt and Whitney, last names. McDonald's, last names. Everything's about last names. In everything you could think of. Exactly. So if you know that, you know that your first name identifies you, your last name identifies where you come from, family, your ties. So that's why the last name meant so much. Because that was going to be your legacy that lives on. So that's why your last name was always the business. Johnson and Johnson is last names. Johnson, Madison, and Style. Everything, last name. Fisher Price. Fisher and Price. Two different individuals. Last names. Dale, last name. Bell Company. Alexander Graham Bell. Lincoln. Last names. So if your last name don't mean anything, it's because you have broken your family lineage. You have no weight. They teach you single, being an individual. That's the way to do it. Nobody gets rich alone. You see all these billionaires, you know how they stay rich? Because they have a team of other rich people around them. And they keep each other rich. If one guy falls off, the other one helps him out so he can stay afloat. So they all stay rich together. And guess what? Their kid's going to be rich too. Well, somebody going to get him out. The Fed's probably going to let him out. He going to rat and roll over on anybody he can to get out. That's what they do. Each and every time. There's no surprise. Well, Kurt, we got to speak like that because nobody try to help each other. They try to do it in a way that don't make sense because we try to shortcut the process. The process is people like, oh man, I want to get rich, man. Tell me how to get rich. They want you to put somebody to tell you everything. And all I'm gonna tell you to do is go and research. Do the work. I can point you in the right directions, but I can't do the work for you. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to say, this is what I need. This is what's right for me. You got to make that decision. I can't make it for you. I know because everybody is being programmed to not think. Don't think. Follow. Listen to us. So that's why you most of us are programmed to want to not do anything and have somebody tell them what to do, because that's what they want. Stay tuned. Uh I can't believe how much of a hater that you and Kwame are just because a man came in the game less time than you. You guys blew up. You guys are jealous. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. When has somebody talked about somebody blowing up? Are you talking about Charleston White blowing up and what? We're just jealous that he got arrested. We jealous he got beat up on stage. See, this is what we mean, people. I'm glad y'all looking at this. Look at that comment. This is the type of people we talk about right here. After all we just said, this is what they type. You see that? Yep. Me and Kwame Brown is jealous of, I'm assuming they saying Charleston White because he blew up. There's nothing to get. Kwame Brown is bigger than Charleston White. Has Charleston White ever broke down the entire internet? He trends so hard, he changed the entire spectrum. He never done that. Not the most trending topic on YouTube. The most trending thing on the internet was Kwame Brown. Kwame did that about 3-4 times that I could think of, and he's actually played in the NBA. So he's actually on these shows. You think they don't want Kwame Brown on these shows? No, they all wanted Kwame until he turned them down. He went on the Pivot podcast. He chose to go on there. Do you think Kwame Brown couldn't go on these shows and start talking the way he talking? But see, they want a guy like you on there because you're going to say all the crazy stuff to get idiots like this going who don't understand what other people are doing. If we jealous of somebody's success, we got a strange way of showing it because we damn sure don't care about them. Kwame has not said one interesting thing this entire time on the internet. Man, you a fool. See how these fools come from? Marvin McLean, a fool. He hasn't said one interesting thing on his time on the internet. So him talking about STEM program and trading and coding in school for children is not interesting, right? It's not an interesting thing to talk about. Is educating the children nothing, right? Okay. So you just talk out the side of your neck. Charleston White was trying to get the youth attention and not you grown folks because he knows it's too late for y'all. So what is he getting their attention to do? He gonna get their attention by saying he trying to shoot him. That he finna kill all the gangbangers. And that everybody should go out and do it. They rather his stupidity. So, like I always say, why come over here? If that's what you want to hear, then go over there. You just a troll. That's it. Yeah, he got the young people's attention. And then when he's dead and gone and crashed out in jail, or somebody done beat his ass to death, he lose the other eye. Then what? Then where he gonna be? Hmm? Where he gonna be after that? They'll go right to the next one, the next fool. Y'all just here to cause confusion, just like him. These people are in the way. That's all they do. Poison the mind of the youth. Every time. So shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. I want to say, don't forget to go to the Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. Right now, yeah, some shocking news on there today. We got the photo of LeBron kissing another man. Oh, Jesus Christ. I couldn't even believe it. So that's crazy. Yeah, I know. Shouts out to Mondo Black TV. Um, no, on the lips in Paris. It was alarming. Yeah, so y'all got to get to the Patreon, man. Check that out. And definitely, we talk about the behind the scenes of what happened with Jonathan Major's case. Some things y'all probably didn't know or weren't privy to. And he said, yeah, I'm already on the Patreon, Sino. Yeah, I already know. You probably saw it already. He said with deep fake. Hey, that might be deep fake, you know? I mean, it looked real though. That this this is some look. You be the judge. I'm gonna get up out of here though. Peace.